Hey guys, Exploring with Chelsea here. The following video is a video at Lowell National Park in Lowell, Massachusetts. It is a national park, as I said, and it is about the Industrial Revolution in America and how they had things like the linen that they did for towels, and it was all industrialized, and that's how a lot of the women actually had jobs in America. They were all housed on the property, and a lot of them came overseas: Ireland, Scotland, England, so on and so forth. And they were usually 12, 13 years old, and this was a way that they could pay off their debt to how they got here in America. And they wanted to better themselves, so they thought that this would be a good start. Some of them came over with their sisters, brothers, all were handmaids. If they weren't working at Lowell, they back then I don't think it was called Lowell, but if they weren't working there, they were working in the housing units that they lived in. They were working to for their food, for their board. They were only getting $12 a month, and most of that money, they would only have like $3 or $4 left after paying for their food and their rent, their board, and that $3 they would send back over to their family to help their family, or some of the girls even tucked it away so that they could continue their life in a different part of America. And of course, 200 years ago, you didn't have much in America, state-wise, like you do now in 2025. The place, Lowell, was awesome. Seeing the industrial side of America, especially in Massachusetts, which is an older part of America, was amazing. A lot of the buildings still stand. They're turning them into national parks, so in that way, because they're all in the National Registry, and this is so that they could remain a part of an important part of America. I haven't explored a whole lot of Massachusetts, but I want to. This was one of the places that I visited, and I had so much fun. You'll see other videos down the road of other places that I visited while I was out in Massachusetts, but it was so much fun, in my opinion, learning about the history of America and what made America and how people came over to better themselves and to better their families. Things have changed, obviously, in the last 250 years, which is for the better and some for the worse, depending on how you look at it, and where you stand. But there's so much history in America, and I find it very fascinating. I hope you find this very fascinating as well, of the history of America and what came to be what is now, and how it changed for us today. So please stick around, enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos. Enjoy, guys. Thanks.
Look at breakfast though. Look at this. Bacon, the pie, a bonnet.
thread if you look at the looms. Right there, and coming out right there. This is called the weft or filling thread. What happens?
Hey guys, Exploring with Chelsea here. So the Lowell National Park that you just saw the video on is, it was the American Revolution. It helped industrialize the American colonies, and it just started everything for America. And it was company owned by Francis, can't think of his name, he goes by like his first, middle, last name. I can't remember it. It's Francis Lowell. And he's the one that owned the mills out there. And it was to give women who were coming from other countries into America independence and education. He owned the boarding houses, the mills that these girls worked in. It helped America get its start back in the early 1800s, and in the 1830s, the 1830s, the women actually went on strike, and that was the first strike in America, which also, in this case, it sucks. It led to wage cuts for the girls, which meant that they had less money that was going to them, and some of the girls even had families that they were sending their money to back in their home countries so that they can help their families come over to America as well. So it's got the best of both worlds, to kind of help bring independence and people over to America, but at the same time it kind of hindered some of the girls. But times have changed a lot since then, but it had to start somewhere. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this inspires you to go out and explore and enjoy life. So don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along for more adventures. Thanks, guys.